Welcome back to This Old Save. Serious Lee's here, and today we are going to showcase the portable stasis device farm. The freighter. Look all around. We're already in the portable stasis device farm. How does it work? What do you need? Well, you need a farm. You need to be growing some plants. We're going to go grab them first, so get ready to cover your speakers or mute your speakers, or if you're on headphones, take them off for just a second when we get there. We're heading down to the plant farm, halfway down the back of the ship here. Now I've done a little bit of work doubling up these plants using, let's see if we can see any of the wires. Yeah, there, if you see, take a peek. This little wisp of teal line there connecting those two is a teleport cable line, and we can use that to wire glitch and put these things into these stations. Okay, this one isn't that loud, so we're going to start here. Pretty loud for a harvest. Look how many plants we got from a single room. 2,600 cactus, but that's not a lot. Cactus gives a ton. These ones are all a bit louder. Just slightly there. Now we got only 1,700 gamma, but there's more plants in here than there were in Cactus. Similarly, no, we want to harvest all plants. There we go, you can see that this is the one where they're all wedged in at. 2,200 fungus. We don't need all of this stuff. In fact, we only really need the gamma. If we're doing a stasis device farm, we only need the gamma. We don't need the fungal mold at all, but I like to grow all of it because that lets me do stasis devices or fusion igniters, which lets me not ignore. Ooh, that one was a bit loud. This one will be very dull. We have hardly any mordite planted. We don't need it for much, and we don't need much of it. Can we harvest all? Thank you. There we go. Only like 200? 200 mordite per loot. Now mordite, if we go into our build thing and take a peek at these, something we should discuss is the grow times on these gamma weed here. It will show you approximate growing time right in the middle there, 4 hours. 4 hours, 1 hour for frostwort. We don't need venom urchin. Solar vine is 16 hours, and so is cactus. Also 16 hours. Everything else is lower. Mordite is 8 hours, but like I said, we don't need it. 4 hours for gut rot, and starbulb is also a 4-hour grow time, same as our other important flowers up here. So we need to get all of those quite often, especially starbulb, gamma, and I think solanium. I can't remember which one. We're going to find out in a minute, but let's just harvest the plants first. That's the loud one. Should have warned you. Sorry, forgot. This one's also a bit loud. There we go. Too many plants being crammed into one spot, and they all harvest at the same time, so all of those sound effects go off at the same time. Alright, that is step one of what you need for a portable stasis device farm. Let's go into our inventory and go over it. Let's find a stasis device. Been a while since I made one, I guess. Did I go past it already? No, there it is there. We'll hover over it. We'll see we need a quantum processor, a cryogenic chamber, and some iridescite. But if we click on E, we can view the craft steps and get this menu to pop up. You can't get this menu, as far as I've seen, any other way. I've looked through all the menus looking for it, but here's where you find it. Over on this side, you'll see we need the flowers. We need starbulb, cactus/solanium, and frost crystal. And over on this side is all the mineral stuff and gases and etc, etc. Down here we would need nitrogen, sulfurine, and radon just to make a superconductor, right? Over here we're going to need nitrogen, radon, and sulfurine to make cryopumps. Here, living glass, entirely plants. We don't need that yet because we have cryogenic chambers. I don't know why these ones are highlighted and these ones aren't. We have faecium and gamma root. Why is it not showing that we can make those? Weird. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We can make enriched oh, we don't have radon, but all of this stuff should still show up. Like, see, 6,500 of 50. It knows how much we have. Weird. Anyway, these are the recipes. This is what we need for a stasis device. So we've covered this end, the circuit boards. We went over this briefly. We're going to need gases to make this, right? Or do we? Because the other secret part of a portable stasis device farm are these rooms right here. Yeah, we send frigate missions a lot on this save. Fleet command stations are what you're going to need. Every day you are going to get resources back from your frigate missions that you send out, and they are going to be stuff from this page here. You're going to get tons of direct superconductors. We're not going to need to make enriched carbon and semiconductors to make these. We're going to get semiconductors. We're going to get enriched carbon. Yesterday I got nitrogen salt, and now we have the catalyst already. I think I got some more fusion accelerants. Stuff is just made for us from frigate missions. We get tons of this directly. Iridesite and geodesite directly. We do not need to harvest these to make them anymore. We don't need to craft these from, what are these ones made with? Ionized cobalt and dioxide for granitine. Dirty bronze is pure ferrite and pyrite. We don't need to farm that stuff. We don't need to have a base to mine that stuff. We get it directly from frigate missions. Not in massive quantities, but in enough to do a few stasis devices, perhaps daily, depending on what you get. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about frigates and frigate missions, because flowers are pretty simple. Plant some flowers, grow them, pick them daily, and store them up, and you can build all of the stuff from plants. Let's go to the fleet. I think when we last checked in on the save, we had to buy some frigates. I already did that. So wasn't going to spare you, or going to spare you the time of going around from a system, pulsing, and just looking at frigates one after the other. We got 6 new frigates. Most of them are C-class. We're going to quickly go over them. They're all support frigates. We're looking for fuel reduction. We want these frigate missions to be free so that our stasis device farm costs as little as possible. So we need to level all of these up. They're very low level. The stats are terrible. We're going to have to pair them up with other frigates that have leveled up. That's fine. Let's start with the C classes. I believe all of our C classes are gambles. They have no stats particularly, and they're all right about to level up. This is how I bought it. I have sent this on 0 frigate missions. I bought it at 3. One more mission, it will level up, and we get to see what its first bonus is. This one here, same deal. Now, the stats here, not too important. Eventually, they're going to level up at max level to somewhere between 15 to 20-ish. And that's all you're going to need. You're going to want to send 2 support frigates on a mission, and that'll 5-star pretty much anything if you have all of the upgrades in your freighter from derelict frigate modules. So we don't need to worry about stats too much. These are middling. They're okay. The way I like to look at it is if you can get 2 across the board with the stats, this one is exactly that. If we take 2 off of here and move it here, that's a 2 and a 2. Take 1 off of here and move it here, that's all 2s. This one here, not quite. Gotta take 1 off of here, 1 off of here, we're stuck with a 1. It's below average. This one here's way above average. So you can find frigates that are all 4s, which would be great. But what I'm looking for is the bonus modules. So we came to this one here. This one has already leveled up once, but it got a fuel cost bonus. Now it's the worst possible one. There's a 3, a 6, or a 9 that you can get for these fuel support specialists. But I didn't get that one. I found this one. I'm like, you know what? That's good enough. We'll see what the other modules are when it levels up. And then I found this one here. Oh, can you show up? There we go. This one here. It came with a 6 and a 3 already installed as its first 2 modules. I thought that's a pretty good gamble for leveling up. If it gets 1-9, that's going to be fantastic. This is already 24. 24. So you know what? Let's name these things while we're here. And we'll go back to our first C-class one. I like to put at the beginning, I'm still leveling it up. It's an asterisk. It's got a nothing to mission duration, but it's got a -15 to fuel, so we'll put that at the beginning. This one here, ditto. Oh, you can't just hold down. You gotta click, 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 click. That's a lot of letters for the defeat of the sun. Asterisk -15. Oh, and the Master of the Void probably has even more letters. Jeepers creepers. Now, we're not going to go over all the different kinds of frigates. We're only going to go over the support frigates here because they're the ones that I'm going to be using exclusively pretty much from now on. They just have the best fuel reduction costs and the minimal fuel requirements. They have average stats, low average stats, but they work well. Here we have 18, so let's not write 15 by habit. Usually I actually erase this part to save some space. I don't need the MV-4 clogging up the works here. So 18, there we go. This one here is 24, we said. That was a fast one. -24 with stuff to go, and I found an A-class one with some really nice stats as well. Now, unfortunately, it has its third module and it's not a fuel reduction, but at least it's a mission duration reduction, which is okay. I would prefer more fuel reduction, to be honest, but it already has 12 here, plus 15. That's amazing. 27. Pretty good. One of my best ships already, and it's A-class. So, -27. Let's look at the ships as a whole. I think we're in the wrong menu to do that, are we? No, I thought we were talking to that guy. We are in the right menu. All right, managed fleet. As you can see, 21. That's S-class. It's not max level yet, but it's got all of its bonuses. It's never going to get more than 21. That's already worse than our S-class that we have. The S-class is a 2%. Oh, I forgot to write that. Let's do that. It's a 2%, 27. So it's already better than that S-class one we have. We could replace it if we wanted to go farm more frigates. We're not going to worry about that. 2% -27. There we go. Got to get my nomenclature right. Other ships, 21. I got rid of all of our 15s, and I kept 118 because it's a 4%, and it has, yeah, you know what? We should get rid of that one too. We don't need to do that today. I think we've gone over everything we need to go over about support frigates. You want the lowest fuel cost, you want the highest stats, but we're not going to get fantastic stats on them. Here is a max level one, 15 to 21. Let's see, do we have any other max level ones? That's max level one, 16 to 19, all in the teens there. This one as well, similar stuff. But these are acceptable. Let's go send some missions now that we have those new frigates named. To view some expeditions. The longest one we have is going to be about 6 hours. Yeah, 3,500 light years. It can go up to, I think, 4,100 light years or something, so that's going to be over 6 hours. We don't need to worry about it. I have 3 pretty long missions today. We might actually want to do some mission duration reduction if we want to level up the same mission fleet for each of these. If I wanted to take those 5 or 6, I think I have 6, so I can't put them all in one fleet. If I wanted to put them all in one fleet and send them out on all 5 missions, we would need mission duration reduction to get them done in one day. But we're not going to do that. We're going to send them all over the place. So I still want to level up this combat ship. That's enough to 5-star this mission by itself for 50 tons of fuel. Let's see if we can send that with, say, this guy here and get that down to free. Yeah, it is now free. Now let's see if we can send, because the 33 minus to fuel adds to the -10 of the fuel on that, and it's a -43 to fuel costs, and that rounds us down. You know what, quickly, let's go over that part first. Let's go over the fuel and how it works. Here we see this is the smallest unit of fuel you can make, 50 tons. Here's the medium unit of fuel, 100 tons. I am all out of the 200 tons, which you can make, which is a large unit. This is the smallest unit you can make, and it's the smallest unit of fuel you can spend. So, let's go back to our frigate menu, our managed fleet. Forgot one thing about the fuel. We'll go into any of our support frigates here. Doesn't matter what your bonuses are, the minuses come at the cost of the mission. What matters here is your fuel requirements. So 1 ton per 250 light years for this ship, minus this afterwards. Now the way you get your costs that we just looked at here down for all of your ships is in your freighter modules from derelict freighter salvage. You're looking for these things here, the cartographic archives, and they will reduce or increase the fuel efficiency for your expeditions. And I put them into the supercharged slots for the best bonus. So that's what's getting us the fuel reduction on our ships to be so low, even for stuff like, say, an exploration ship. Normally it's going to be 6, 8, maybe 12 tons of fuel per 250 light years. You got to be careful when you're buying them what it says, because this is set specific to the ship you're buying, just like the stats are. It's rolled procedurally to start with. Every ship has its own starting values. I think, say, explorers are like 6 to 8 or something like that. I can't remember. You're looking for the lowest. So if you have no bonuses to your upgrade modules, you'll get the default values for those ships, and you can buy them based on what you know is the lowest. Now the problem comes, if we were going to send a ship, let's do some math. I know. It's a bit annoying. Let's see, is there one that's easy? That one's fairly easy. That's 1,000 light years almost on the nose, right? So let's go to that. Unfortunately, that's really low. We're looking for something over 2,000 light years. This one's perfect actually. Okay. So if we go to this mission, we know that it's 2,500 light years. So if we divide that by 250 light years, that's 10. And if we were to go to our ships, we know that this one here has minus 10 to its fuel cost. We don't know what the cost per, we didn't go to that one. We have to go to this one. This is 1 fuel per 250 light years. So it's going to cost us 10 fuel. However, it's got minus 24 to it, so that's negative. That's not going to get us any fuel cost. It's going to be free. It's free. Let's back out of here. Keep forgetting. Go to this menu. You can't view your frigate stats from the other menu when you're sending them, so it's a bit annoying. Our combat ship. Normally it would never be this low, but it is also 1 ton of fuel per 250 light years. So when we go to send that on our 2,500 light year mission, let's see what happens. View potential. We'll go to this. So if we do some math, it's going to cost us 10 units of fuel, right? 10 tons of fuel. So we'll send that combat ship. See what we get. It's free. 10 minus 10 is 0. I have to find a ship. That was 2. All right, let's do this one. Let's see what the cost is. 50 tons of fuel. Now the reason for that is 2 tons of fuel per 250 light years. Yeah, it's exactly 50. That's bad examples. The problem, I'm trying to find an example where you only need to spend 1 or 10 or 15 units of fuel. There's no such thing. The minimum cost is always going to be 50 tons of fuel, no matter what your reductions are. So you need to get it below 0 to be free. You need to get it at or below 0 for your missions to be free. And the way you do that is with the minuses that we saw there. All right, so let's do this again. This one is a huge mission. So the 10 to this is not going to be enough to get that beneath 0. Right, so that's why it's 50 here. But if we add to it, like we saw, the minus 30, whatever, that one, the whole mission is now free because the fuel reduction from this affects the whole fleet that we're sending. So let's go get some of these guys leveled up. Still free. The minus 15 to these should be enough to get them free for themselves. Still free. And still free. That's perfect for me. We're going to launch that expedition. Okay. This is another long one. We'll send that out. It's balanced, so we only need to make 40 in each. So let's send this guy. We're halfway there pretty much. And let's see if there's a cost. No, it's free. That's great. That means we can probably just send all of these guys. It'll be free, and all of them are over 40, so it's a 5-star mission. It's a 5-star mission. There we go. We'll launch that. Oh, sorry, microphone. So the other thing is we're leveling up all our ships now. That's fine, but we have 3 more expeditions, and we want to send them because we want our stasis device farm to get fully furnished. So let's put this guy in by himself. He only has 19 in the required trade stat. Let's see what that becomes. It's not enough. Actually, if we're in this menu, we can see what the tally is. It's 63. 19 becomes 63. So he's going to need a friend. Let's send that guy with 13. We're over 100. Easy enough. 2 missions, 5 stars, 0 cost for a 4-hour mission. Let's see. Any of these guys still leveling up? You're leveling up. That's only 50. We need 100. You're leveling up. And you're leveling up. There we go. Still free. And our last is combat. We did send our combat ship out. So we'll send that guy. We're almost almost there anyway. No one else is still leveling up, so we can send whoever we want. Oh, no, we got some leveling up guys right here. We'll send you and you because you're both leveling up. It'll be free. It's a very short mission. Very good fuel reduction costs. There we go. So we've done the 2 things. We've gathered our plants. We've sent our frigates. Now let's put the whole thing together and make a couple stasis devices using the spoils of our labor. And we can start from scratch because we may as well. Let's put our plants away. Unfortunately, when you harvest the plants, they go to your freighter. They don't go directly to your storage in your freighter. Now, you can use your plants directly from your storage in your freighter, so I like to put them away so stuff doesn't get clogged up. As you can see, with the tallies here, I've been collecting for a few days in a row. Every 16 hours, I guess. You don't have to go every 16 hours, but the closer you do, the faster it starts the cycle again. The more plants you get overall. Alright, I think that's everything we have. Okay, we should sell some stuff. Some stuff that you get from frigate missions, you don't need. Was that Grantine that we got there? No, that was Magna Gold. We're good on Magna Gold. Maybe we can use some Magna Gold. You know what? Let's do that. Let's get rid of this 4 Magna Gold. How are we going to do that? Are we going to sell it? No. We're going to make 4 iridescite. Boom. We reduced our quantity of stuff in here. We opened a slot up. We didn't fill a slot up with the iridescite. Perfect. Alright, now let's sell that garbage we got from frigate missions. Freighter inventory. Sell. Sac venom. You get that a lot. We don't need indium. You get that a lot. You don't need an indium mine anymore. You don't need an activated indium mine anymore because not only are they worthless items now, but you get them from frigate missions. So you have portable mineral mines as well. Unfortunately, you mostly get indium. Oh, ooh, whew, I'm glad I didn't. That's for building bases. We want to keep Star Silk. You don't get that back from frigate missions generally. Korvax casings, you get a lot of those back. You get Vy'keen daggers and effigies and stuff all the time. Activated cadmium, neural ducts, albumin pearls, all junk. Alright, we cleaned up our inventory a bit from frigate missions. Let's get crafting. We already made some iridescite. Let's see. We needed to make quantum processors this here. So for that, we're going to need circuit boards. For that, we're going to need polyfiber and heat capacitors. How many polyfiber can we make with all those plants we just got? I think 30, 40. Ooh, we can do 40. How many can we do total? We can do over 50. Let's just do 40 for now. That's a lot of slots. Boom. Heat capacitors. Can we do 40 heat capacitors? So you definitely do not need as many plants as I'm growing, because plants are already far outpacing our frigate missions, but let's just keep going. Circuit boards, we can do 40. Now, it's been a while since I've been collecting daily frigate missions, but it does not take long for the plants to outpace the returns from frigate missions. We do not end up with something like this page here in a week. This takes a few months to get up to this level. That's a lot of frigate missions sent. We already have 28 quantum processors. We probably shouldn't be working on these, but this is the process. So now we need superconductors, and I'm going to want these processors anyway, so no problem. 40 of those. Now we need to work on the other components. Cryopumps we already made a lot of. I condensed some stuff yesterday. How many do we have? 60 of those. We're good on cryopumps. What do we need to combine those with to get cryogenic chambers? Living glass. Okay, so that's a plant item, so we can just craft living glass. You know what might help? Go to this menu here, and then we're only going to see the items we want. Living glass. Very much doubt I can make 40 of those. 3. First, we're going to need to make a lubricant. How many of those can I make? I already have a couple of cryogenic chambers too, so let's do, say, 35 lubricant. How much can we make now? We're probably going to need to make a lot of glass. Yeah, we can only make 6 now, so let's make glass instead. Oh, whoops. We need a lot of glass. Fortunately, we can make a lot because it does not take a lot of frost crystal to make glass. But it's 5 per, so to get 30, we need like 150 glass. And we made 35, I think, right? I really wish there was a faster way. Could I hold this down? No, I can't hold this down. All right, let's see if that's enough. Let's get an even number. Freighter, we need to make living glass now. How many can we make? 35, I'm hoping. Oh, more. 38. Perfect. All right, let's combine those for cryogenic chambers. Should be able to make 40 of these. More, probably. No, only 38. Oh, right. I already have a couple cryogenic chambers, so I should be able to make 40 stasis devices. Let's find those. $41 stasis devices. Easy peasy. That's worth 300 million units, so we've more than doubled the amount of money we had. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I've been spending money like a sieve on this save. We had over $1 billion at one point way back when. Now we have over $1 billion again. And that did not even take, whoops, wrong button. That did not even take all our resources. Look, I still have 20 of these. I still have 27 processors made. I have 12 portable reactors. I can already make 12 fusion igniters. Let's do that. Let's make 12 fusion igniters and make even more money. Where are those? That's another 15 million. I just added 100 and, wow, 12 fusion. Where'd they all go? Did I not make 15? No, 12 is all I can make. Anyway, it's 187 million more. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, money problem solved. Get some light on me here. There we go. That's it for today. Exploring the portable stasis device farm. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, voice. Is that better? Yes, okay. Fusion igniters, stasis devices, all you need is your freighter, some plants, and some frigates. Flowers and frigates. That's what we'll call this one. I think we just called the last one frigates and something, but whatever. It's all good. Oh yeah, that's a much better view. Look at my nice portal there. All right, that's it for today, everyone. Till next time, have a good time.